Come on, Joe.
I ain't got nothing to say.
Come on!
Come on, bro.
Jesus.
You're the host.
God.
God's sakes. All right, welcome back, people. Podcast number 4 of the Tee It High podcast with me, James, and Jordan. So,
Tee it high.
what have you been up to, lads? Yeah, we're sticking to that name, aren't we? The Tee It High podcast. We're going to stick with
Got
that going
the
forward.
got the toilet roll gone.
Have you had the week of the run?
Is
You're
that-
doing? You've
It's all
been
gone.
shitting yourself every day.
You should be shitting yourself. No, the season's not too far away.
I don't care, mate.
After that piss poor performance this year.
Just as bad as you, mate. Yeah. Anyway, what have you been up to, lads? Anything interesting? Done anything nice?
I played golf on the weekend. When was it? Played golf last week.
Yeah,
The
Where?
first time in about 2 years.
how'd you get on?
Better than I thought. I lost one ball, and you said that was going to happen.
I told you the only lose one. You were playing on a golf course that was wide open with no crap anyway. So
I couldn't believe it. Like first time in 2 years, I went back there and they cut down all the trees.
yeah,
Like, any obstacle, they cut it down.
yeah, that's
Where'd
what they
you
do
go?
now. It's all catered for the old boys, isn't it? So everything that's in the way for the old boys, just chop it away.
Where did you play, James?
Sandy Lodge. It's a really
Good.
nice course. Yeah,
No,
really nice.
it was your old home course, wasn't it?
Yeah.
What did you
Good
shoot?
course. We done better balls, so the bad holes was picking the ball up. Didn't hole out. Did all right though, better than I thought.
Any
Yeah.
birdies?
That's about 10 under, I'd say.
Fuck off.
10 over, isn't it, you?
Yeah, hey, loads of birdies.
Yeah.
Good
George
lad.
looks a bit warmer there than this week than last.
Yeah, it was a bit chilly last week, so
Yeah.
back to sunny Tamworth. So
Back in sunny Tamworth, living it up. Christmas not far away. You all sorted or what?
nope,
No.
absolutely not. I think I've bought
What
one
have you
thing.
bought me?
What do you want?
That's not how it works, man.
I'll do a good deal on some Cobra heads.
He's been trying to flog me
Yeah,
these dodgy
while we're
Cobra heads
talking
for about
about
3
Cobra heads,
months.
if any of you guys are looking for some long drive equipment, I've got a couple of these left. Cobra Aerojet. Get in the DMs. Let us know if you're interested. We'll get you a deal sorted. So yeah, before we get into any topics, discussions, whatever it is, James, remind them what's
That just
happening.
goes to show the budget of this podcast. We need to sell golf equipment to keep it going.
Yeah, so James, remind everyone what's happening on February the 10th again.
Yeah, we got a long drive UK indoor event, 10th of February at the Golf Groove down in Wimbledon Quarter.
Yeah, and you want everyone's
yourself
deposit
there.
paid by when?
Deposit paid by the 30th of December,
Okay.
so not long.
Yeah.
Not
So if any of
long.
you are interested, message James. James will give you the link to pay and enter and all that stuff as well. So should be quite good. Jordan, you're going to go down for it and watch, even though you're not going to be hitting, obviously.
I suppose I'll have to show my face when I tell people
Yeah,
how
I'll,
bad they
I'll
are.
just come pick you up on the way down.
You're not allowed
stop
on the. You're not allowed back on the podcast if you don't come. So
Yeah, no. Well, Bri can stop over at mine,
Yeah.
and then we'll come down.
Yeah, sound. There we go. Right, big topic. It's the biggest topic in golf, long drive, whatever it is at the moment. Jon Rahm joining LIV Golf. Let's hear it. Jordan, you're quite a traditionalist when it comes to golf, so I bet you've got a little bit of an opinion on this. But like James has just said, it's all come down to that, isn't it?
Yeah, no. I think when it all started, I was a bit whole live thing. I was a little bit questionable. But then until the money's put in front of you yourself, like how do you say no to that sort of money? Obviously, it's reported like 550 to 600 million dollars, and I just think, when it comes to that sort of money, how do you say no? Like, at what point do you say no?
Yeah. From what I've read, he's getting. I've got a couple of things here next to me. He's getting
He's getting his own
$300
team.
million in one payment up front.
how much?
$300 million straight away into his bank account just for going there. Then he gets 40 million a year over the next 4 years. Plus, he can win money as well.
Yeah.
It was funny how he was slating it off not that long ago.
Yeah, but that was the real surprise for me, is how publicly he did like slam it.
Yeah,
and then
big
all
time,
of a sudden,
big time.
and then all of a sudden, a bit more has come to the table, and he's completely role reversed it. And
What would you do?
Oh, a bit long gone, mate.
I'd be gone.
Absolutely. When people are like, "Oh, it's a disgrace that he's gone over to live golf," this, I just say to people, let's say you earn 50 grand a year in a job. Like James, you sell cars for yourself. Let's just say you make 50 grand a year, and then a company come up to you and say, "James, I'm going to give you 150 grand. You're going to come over." You're going to jump at that. But this guy's getting an extra 300 million to what he normally makes every year.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a big,
No,
that's a lot of money.
it's impossible until it's offered to you. Like, how do you say no? And I think the way it's going at the minute, from what it seems, is that eventually I think all three tours are going to coexist together. So players will play in all of them. And he's probably thought, do you know what? In 2 years' time, I'm going to be playing all these tournaments anyway. He's got all his exemptions for the majors. He's going to make $500 million. Why
Why
not?
not? Yeah, makes sense, doesn't it?
Because I can tell you now, I'd be going if I was even, and I'm a far worse player. I'd be going.
Yeah. So everyone watching this, get in the comments. Let us know what you think of Jon Rahm going over to live golf. A lot of people are very traditional and they think that's an absolute farce for some crazy reason. But
I
I can't see
I
why
think
it's a bad thing.
I think people would be a little bit less irritated if the players that do go were just a bit more honest and just said, "Do you know what? I've been offered this much money. Don't mention the number." And I just couldn't say no to it. Just say that. Just don't come along and publicly slate it, and then like a year later say like, "Oh no, it's great. It reminds me of like my college days, playing in the teams, like the best thing ever."
Yeah.
Like just say I couldn't.
Definitely.
Just say I couldn't say no.
Yeah. Just say the money was too good. It's just like you getting a pay rise and work, isn't it? So
I didn't say no. To
unbelievable.
work
Right
less
then.
as well.
Let's just say you've won the lottery because it's the only way we're going to win for 300 million. What's the first thing you're buying with 300 million? And be real. Cocaine and hookers.
No,
Probably a pint.
Starters. I've never done
Probably,
cocaine and I've never been to a hooker's place. So
probably
I think I'd go. It'd have to be some sort of lavish holiday, like that I could never sort of dream of going on.
yeah, but would it be a
First
holiday?
class.
Because you'd never come home. You'd just be constantly somewhere, wouldn't you?
I think
I'd
I
go
would
to.
use it to set my life up the
Mate,
perfect way.
what to say
You're
your
already
life? You
set.
got 300 million, mate. You're never blowing that.
I'd buy a ton of houses, rent them out, never have to worry about. Well, you wouldn't even have to worry about money anyway, would you? But
No,
you'd be surprised.
You know
People
what
can
I'd do
blow
if I had
money very
300 million?
quickly.
I would try and spend 300 million.
You would.
Yeah, because the interest coming in on that,
Yeah.
you're going to get to a point you've bought everything you've ever wanted, you've done everything you've ever wanted, you've been everywhere you've ever wanted, and there's still money in the bank that then it's just going to start gaining interest, and all of a sudden it's going to be back to 300 million. You've done everything.
Yeah,
I do have this theory on talk about lottery and stuff. I think because we're still quite young, but we're old enough now that I don't see how our spending habits could change so drastically. Like you've always lived to a budget. I have. So's James. I don't understand like that 300 million. I don't think you get anywhere near spending it.
Oh no, but
no.
you definitely give it a good go. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Thing is though, if you add 300 million in your account, you raise the barrier every time, and you might be like, oh, okay, now you would never dream of buying a yacht, but you have 300 million. Now you're buying things that are worth 10 million. Now you're buying things that are worth maybe 10 grand, like a car.
That's
I don't know, whatever.
But the thing for us, it's like if you went to like a car garage and I don't know, you wanted to buy a Bugatti that's like £1 million, you physically got to put your card in and see like the amount come up. And this is compared to what we're used to spending. Like a few £100 makes you gulp. Then all of a sudden you've got £1 million to spend on a car, and you're like, oh my god, I can't do it.
Nah, I mean you got 300
but that
million.
£1 million has now become the few £100 that it.
No, I know.
Yeah,
but like, it's just getting your head over that.
That £1 million.
I think you'd get your head over that. Don't worry.
Yeah,
I'd be buying it. Don't get me wrong. I'd be buying it.
Absolutely. Yeah. So good or bad move, Jon Rahm.
Good move.
James.
Not good for PGA, but good for him, and probably good for a lot of
I assume that's what you meant. Is it good for him?
Well, yeah, I think it's just a good move in general. Anyway, you can't turn it down, can you? So
no, I
can't remember who it was. I can't remember who it was, but someone when they joined LIV, they were like, they compared it to the amount that they would have to have won on the PGA or Europeans, whatever the circuit they were on, and it was like mind blowing the amount that they get paid on the PGA compared to what they're actually getting paid on the LIV Tour.
Yeah, well, I think if you win, I think the Masters is the highest paid major. I think, I'm not 100% sure, and I think it's like 1.8 million quid to win a Masters. Is it more than that?
It's like 2.1. Yeah.
Yeah, but say it's 2 million. I think every live golf event wins 4 million quid,
It's crazy.
and then
They
they got
can't
the
compete
team
with them.
incentive as well after that. So you could win 5 million if you get
Yeah.
win with the team. That's a big difference in each event.
Well, I
It's not
looked.
even a major.
I looked the other day just out of curiosity because I was watching the European tour from South Africa, and Charles Schwartzel, I think, combined on the two tours in his career had earned like 38 million, and then like in like his first season and a half at LIV had done like 11.
Oh, yeah, it's madness. Yeah,
And he's won a major. Don't forget as well.
yeah, crazy.
So
how's your golf going, Bri?
I'm actually hitting it all right, you know.
Yeah.
I normally don't play at all over the winter. I don't even pull out the drivers, don't do anything. I just put them away and just try and get strong in the gym again. I'm hitting every week just to keep the swing going. And I'm striping 4 irons, yeah. I'm
Do you
hitting
think
laser beams with the 4 irons. It's unbelievable.
do you think it's an advantage doing long drive playing golf, or is it a disadvantage? Like for me personally, I've never lost so many golf balls since I started long drive and now playing golf. Before I never used to really, maybe one in a blue moon, but now you used to use the same Pro V, like see how many rounds you can get. Now it's like I'm taking a fresh one out every single par five.
Yeah, I think it's different for me because I've always carried on playing golf. I've still been playing golf at a decent level since I've started it, whereas you stopped. So I think, and Jordan as well. Jordan, you kept playing, and even though
I
still play at a decent level with long drive.
$1,000,000%. I got better at golf after long drive.
Yeah,
Did
and I think you get better at long drive the better. I can't even say that word.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was for me because my golf swing for long drive was like down the cross. I was a fader of the ball just for safety. And then obviously I had to change that getting into long drive, and then going back to like golf after changing my swing drastically. I'm going to say rarely lose a golf ball. My driving's actually quite good. Like it's not just my distance. I don't really that errant off the tee anymore.
No, but you're accurate.
My wedges
you're accurate in long drive as well, aren't you? So
my wedges are horrendous.
So something was going around social media yesterday. I can't remember when the actual post was, but Tiger was saying before every comp, like the week before, he would make sure he hits, I don't know how many balls, like 1,000 balls, whether it's a chip, a putt on the range.
600 a day. 600
that's right.
pieces of contact with a golf ball a day. So if that's driver wedge is put in, he has to make contact with a golf ball 600 times a day.
I can see how that works, though.
That's like half the amount you do, James, before the event.
During the event.
Yeah. So right,
should we do some questions?
Yeah, we're going to jump into questions because we're not going to try.
Let's not drag this out too long, eh?
Yeah, right. Come on, George. You said to me you've got a good question. You can start.
One or two each, Max.
I might just ask this one question because this might take not long, but like just a bit of brain time.
Okay. Well, for James, you mean, yeah.
Right. You got to hear me out here. This was a great question. So this was sent to me by Rob Neild. The question was, and I'll try and word for word this. Right. Would you rather be given £1 million right now, like in one go, or £1 for every yard you hit a driver?
What was the second amount? £1 million right now.
You get £1 million in one go.
Yeah.
You get £1 per yard you hit a drive, and you get a week, 7 days to hit as many drives as you want.
Oh, pound every yard all day.
Right. Go on, Jimbo.
I'll take either.
Right. Should I
but you got to be in the fairway.
No, you just hit like the distance, right?
Yeah, okay. So I reckon I can hit in a day. I reckon I could hit 1,000 drivers in a day from wake up tonight.
Okay.
At an average of 300 yards.
Every day.
All right, so that's £300,000 then a day.
Yeah. Right. Times 7, 2.1 million.
Hear me out.
1,000 drivers a day is maybe 300.
Yeah, but mate, you got the chat of choice of winning 2 million if you do that, basically.
Yeah, hear me out. It's 432 drives of 330 yards or more a day.
I think I could do that.
Really?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. Because you think of it, if you do a speed session for an hour, you're close to hitting 100 balls in an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're fucked.
Yeah, but you've got 12 hours of the day, and all you have to do is hit, say, 500 a day, give or take. Because if you average at if you hit 1,000 at 300 yards, 300,000. So if you're hitting 100 an hour, times that by 10, that's 1,000. You got 2 houses to play around. But how many minutes?
I'd be happy with either.
Yeah, it's a good question though. But I think I could earn more than $1 million in a week doing that.
No, I'm not disputing that. I just think it's harder than when you first thought.
Yeah.
When he first asked me, because you hear these like, would you rather do this or that? I was like, is this a bit of a trick question? So I had to go straight to the calculator.
But saying
I think it is 432 drives a day of 330 yards. You can't dog it for 330 yards, and
I think that's a lot more. That'd be optimistic doing that, but I reckon you could earn more than $1 million.
Yeah. But saying that, I don't think I'd last the 7 days because my back would probably snap after the second day. I'd have only made 20 grand.
Yeah. I'd probably just take
I think if that money was on the line, I'm sure you'd bring yourself down the range.
Oh, I'd be popping pills left, right.
Right, you would. You old dosser. Of course you would.
Yeah, so I thought that was a very, very good question.
Yeah. Right, James, Jordan, have you got any more questions you want to ask for?
I've got no.
One's really off subject. One's not golf related.
Well, let's hear it.
So this was sent in by Ben Maddox. They're both from the cricket club. So Ben asked, "Would you rather?" This is ridiculous. I don't know how to answer this question. Would you rather have a fight with one horse-sized duck? Have a fight with 50 duck-sized horses.
One horse-sized duck?
Yes, a duck the size of a horse. One of them. Or 50,
I'd rather one.
Or 50 horses the size of a duck.
I'd go 50 horses the size of a duck. Just kick them in the head.
Oh, these questions.
That duck the size of a horse.
Right.
Your head off.
Be quiet. I've actually got a good one.
Go on then.
I'll tell you what, Brian, you go first. I've got a good one, but I reckon that the answer will take longer than probably yours. So you crack on. You go for yours.
Okay, right. This is going to cause a little bit of controversy because a lot of people think someone does this. So I've been asked this question: is shaving a driver face cheating? And have you noticed it in events? And should they be tested?
Okay, one, we already know it's not cheating because we don't get CT tested. Yeah. Two, you shouldn't do it, obviously.
But why should you do it if there's no rules?
Well, it's a touchy one, isn't it? I don't know. It's a bit like taking steroids and you're not getting tested other than Welds. It's the same.
It's just morally, isn't it?
Yeah, but mate, there's no morals in this sport. There's no morals in this sport.
No, I'm just saying morally it's wrong. It's not actually wrong, is it?
No. So, do you think it's cheating?
Yeah.
Because everyone thinks Kyle Berkshire's driver face is shaved down. Everyone thinks it. He can pull a driver right out the wrapper and people are like, he shaved his faces down. Well, unless he's getting them shaved down from Cobra straight away, yeah, maybe they are. But me personally, I don't think he shaves his face down because he's the fastest guy on the planet by a long way. If he's got a shaved down driver face, that metal's that thin, he's going to pop a head on every shot or every 2 or 3 shots. And you don't see him changing heads every 2 or 3 shots, do you?
Yeah, it is a hard one. If they're different, if it's a different color, then obviously people are going to be like, okay, there's something going on here. But then again, I'm sure if you gave him one of our clubs with one of our heads at 232, what are they? 232?
Well,
I think like standard. I'm sure he'd go the same speed.
But I've got Callaway heads. I've got an old Callaway head that's got silver face. Callaway used to make the silver faced heads. George, you might have one as well. I've actually got a it's got a crack in it. It was
the orange epic flash
head I've had. Yeah, the orange one, yeah. And it was the fastest head I've had. So maybe there is something to it that maybe it is slightly shaved down. But yeah, I don't think it's cheating. So I'm gonna get
it will be cheating if they bring in CT testing, then yeah, it's cheating, obviously. But as of now, it's just an edge, I suppose. But
yeah. Right, I've got another one here. I'll ask the other one I've got here. It's off our mate Steve Carey.
Go on, Steve.
Go on, Steve.
So he's struggling with hand speed. His club speed isn't an issue. How can he get faster hands in the golf swing?
Sorry, I missed the first bit.
So he's struggling with hand speed. Yeah. So what can he do to get faster hands in the golf swing? I've got nothing on this because I've probably got the slowest hands in one drive.
Yeah,
it depends where his hand speed is at the moment, because if it's all here, then it's no good. And he probably needs to work on where he's actually getting his speed from, because it should be sort of
yeah. But what can he do? What can he do? Just a simple thing, because you've got fast hand, James, because your hands are not snap hooks you'll hit from nowhere just because your hands are too active. Your hands are too active sometimes, so you always get ahead of the ball. Your hands are doing this just before you hit it.
Yeah.
So
I suppose that there's a lot of drills where you start from here and then you really want to try and whip it through. I'm sure I've done a lot of them with Lee before, but hand speed I've never really worked on that much. It's never been like you said, you actually have slow hands. So that's something you probably consciously think of. But yeah, there's a lot of drills that you can. I think like anything you swing that's really light, trying to get that whoosh at the bottom, that's probably going to help a little bit.
I think the term hand speed, I think it's just basically lag. Like, I don't see how you improve your hand swing. If you just improve your amount of lag you can, if you improve the amount of lag you can produce.
I create quite a lot of lag, to be fair. When you look at me like at this position, my right elbow's tucked to my body, the shaft to bottom's vertical. But I think because it all depends, I suppose. My lower body's really, really fast, so my hands are always going to be slower than my lower body.
There's a massive misconception though with lag, and it's such an old school like terminology. Like everybody thinks lag is like you're so narrow, so like
it's not about being narrow; it's just the angle of the club. So a lot of people think that
your right elbow is so tucked in that's going to get you the best lag. It's all of those rubbish.
Yeah, lag is just keeping the golf club at a vertical position on the downswing for as long as possible.
Yeah, but if you have plenty of whip coming down, the angle in your wrist is going to be so strong that club will be vertical and it will be bending behind you.
Yeah, but it's the easiest way people assume it is because obviously you keep everything nice and tight and the club's just vertical next to your body, isn't it? But
yeah. Best thing to do. Look at Kyle as one of the best downswings I've ever seen in my life.
Have you got any drills for him to gain hand speed?
Yeah, I would just do you can literally use anything. You can use something really light, or you can wrap.
Did Lee Cox used to use like a towel on it to wrap around, and then you'd have to flick it through?
Yeah, you can wrap a towel. Yeah, and you want to just start from here. Just start from there and then get some momentum in your legs and then just whoosh it through. And just try, because his problem is he's probably not generating any speed at the bottom, and I think it might be a bit of misunderstanding what he's actually trying to get at there.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't think his hand speed is what he's.
I don't think a lot. Hand speed is not obviously a massive thing we look at into, because when we're swinging the club 140 to 150 mile an hour, your hands are fast in you. I have got slow hands, but only because my lower body is faster than my hands. But if you measured my hands, they're probably not much slower than everyone else's. It's just because my lower body is faster. My hands come across as slower in my golf swing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you're left. So you go in and out of your lead side so quickly that no matter what you try to do, and you don't even have a long swing either. You've got, your swing is pretty much just past parallel, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
But you started with it being here, and now it's slightly there. Whereas some guys, like I'm a bit more like that.
Yeah.
Jordan's very low as well.
Yeah, to be fair, Jordan's got a little bit longer over the years, but so not really a thing to worry about.
No, well, I would just try and do, that towel drill is really good, where you start from sort of shoulder height, shoulder to shoulder, and just really try to whip it through.
Yeah.
And I feel like he will. That will sort him out. I've done that drill before.
Yeah, Steve, from the man himself, Jimmy Brosnan, use the towel. Right. Any other questions? I've got one. One of the lads. There's a young girl that plays golf at my golf club, Fionn. I think she's like 7 years old, around that age, give or take. She's doing really well. I was speaking to her dad earlier, and he wants to know what can young junior golfers that are starting out, what can they do to create speed and get faster and get stronger. Obviously, we can't tell a kid to get in the gym. So what can a young child that is developing the game do, basically, to get stronger? So I think simple things like just running faster, becoming a better athlete and stuff like that. So maybe doing a couple of sprints because it's enjoyable. You're out, you're doing stuff like that. I think that translates quite well into becoming a better athlete, basically.
Yeah, I would just say just get moving, just move, just whatever it is, just get moving.
Yeah. Try and play as many different sports as possible.
Yeah, that's
so don't just fixate on one thing.
Yeah.
No, build your skills around multiple things because
Yeah.
if you play two different sports, they might not align very well, but one thing you do from one sport might help really well with another sport.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Well,
think you
yeah,
have to
it
enjoy
creates a
it.
better hand-eye coordination that will lead to being
Everything.
quicker over time. Like
You
football has
have
nothing to do
you
with long
also
drive,
have a
but it
better
makes you
understanding of
faster
how
when
your
you're
body
running, fitter,
works.
doesn't it?
You look
Yeah.
at most people who are like 1% in sports. They generally have had a good background across most sports. They played football, rugby, or they did everything when they were younger, and then they transitioned into something when they were older, and now they're really good at it.
Yeah. So all parents that do have young children that are starting the game, just let them be athletes, do as many sports as possible, get faster. Obviously, weights and stuff like that ain't going to help the child because it might stop their development in normal growth if you overdevelop them that way. So,
yeah,
little things like running, a little bit more running, getting fitter, getting stronger. Just
Jimbo, I want to hear your question, Jimbo.
Right,
Got time for one last question.
Mr. Matthew Stubbs, the Aussie.
Okay. Aussie, fuck.
Who would win in a long drive event? USA versus the world. So anyone outside of the USA. And after you answer that, 6 people from either side. Who would you pick on your team? Or 6 to 6. And then 2 reserves as well.
Are we picking the American side first? Are we picking the American side as well?
Let's pick the American side first.
Let me start because I actually saw it on your Instagram this morning, Jimbo, and me and my brother actually spoke about this in the living room.
Oh, I know exactly what you're going to say. Because I know what Dick would have said anyway.
No, I think they'd beat us. I think.
Mate, they'd absolutely annihilate us.
But the rest of the world, I was struggling. I dwindled down to 5, and I couldn't pick my 6. My 5 of our 6 were you two.
No, you're just saying that.
I'm not. I swear to God. Was you two? Oh no, it was you two. I did get 6. You two, Owen, Martin, Seb. That was my 6.
And who?
James.
James.
You two.
Yeah.
You two, James Tate, Owen, Martin, Seb.
So what you wouldn't come into it?
Oh no, I'm disabled at the moment, mate.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Put yourself in it. You have to put yourself in it because you have to, as part of it. Who are you taking out for you? This is going to cause some controversy here.
I don't care. Probably Seb.
Yeah, I'd have said the same as well, to be fair. If I was picking the same team, I'd probably pick the exact same team you've just picked, to be fair.
I don't see any other part of the world, Asia. Obviously, there's a few good long drivers, but just maybe not consistent enough. South Africa.
But hang on a second.
Go on.
You've just named 6 people that you've gone by like the rankings, how well they've performed. But actually, I think there may be 1 or 2 people that you haven't considered that may fall into that are very good sort of match play head-to-head players. Because let's be honest, 6 versus 6, you're going to be straight head-to-head.
No, I've picked the 6 best. That's all I.
You picked the 6 strongest.
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah,
the 6 best. Yeah. Like, all right, let's say you're on about Luke Curtis, or for an example, James Tate's a better long driver than Luke, or Martin's a better long driver. I just picked the 6 best. Seb's won in America, proved himself. I didn't even want to pick myself over Seb, but he was the only one I could realistically drop.
Yeah, I think the problem we're going to have when we're picking a team, like, from, no offense to Matt Stubbs and Seb, we haven't seen them enough compete with us for us to warrant putting them in over. I couldn't put Seb over James. Yeah, Seb's won in America, but when Seb has competed with me somewhere, he hasn't done very well. Whereas when I've competed,
I think Matt would be a very good
James has done well.
Head-to-head player.
Well, if we're going off right now, I feel like
he'd be in the reserves.
I wouldn't put Seb in my team right now.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. So,
all right,
50 pounds lighter than he was 6 months ago, mate.
I reckon mine would be slightly different. I reckon it would be similar, but I think I would take out. I would probably put Luke in it, to be honest.
Over who?
Over who?
over Seb.
So who's your 6?
I mean, just by going off Luke's performance this year.
Yeah, okay. Luke's
done
well, but he's only done really well in one event, and that was the final event. He's been consistent throughout the year, but he hasn't like threatened to win any more than one event.
Yeah, it's true. I just,
you know what I mean?
Hear me out on this one. Hear me out on this one.
I just think head to head is a very different. You want you don't want to you want someone who's sort of like an all rounder who's good under pressure.
All right,
you want to be like someone you want to put your money on. You know.
Would you agree with this then, both of you? So we'll go no particular order. We'll go Martin, James Tate, James Brosnan, Bry Roberts, Seb Twiddell, Owen Meads, and then me and Luke as reserve.
Oh yeah, because you said 2 reserves, didn't you?
Yeah.
Or would you have me in the team? Seb, I'm not bothered. I don't think I should be in the team.
See, I'd have myself, James, Martin, you, Jord, Owen, and James as my starting 6. I wouldn't put Seb in it because Seb's unbelievable, fast as fuck. Because it's supposed to be a team event, so you have to. I know what you're going to do in an event. You're gonna fill the grid. You're going to build on your thing. I feel like the last few events watching Seb, he's just been everywhere on the planet. So I won't put him in it. I'll put Luke Curtis as my first reserve. And who would I put as my second reserve?
Should I tell you what? Should I tell you why I really
tricky, isn't it?
Should I tell you why I struggled to pick anyone?
The fastest hands in long drive, Naoto Masumi, or whatever his name is. That guy,
that's the thing. Like
he's like 5'3" and he's 150. He just tonks it from nowhere.
Forget about guys like that. He won the event out in Canada as well, didn't he?
Yeah,
I'd have him on my team all day long.
No, I don't.
That's my 6 plus my 2 reserves. So Matt Stubbs, I didn't pick you because you got a bad wrist and you're a fucking Aussie fuck. So apologies for you two, but that'd be my 6.
I think Matt would be in a head-to-head. I think he'd be very good.
So what's your 6
but he's new to the sport. He's not as good as in a big open field, obviously, with 50 guys there. But I think in a head-to-head would be a different story.
Maybe.
Boys, I've got 2 more minutes, so I'm going to pick my American 6.
Okay, right, go on then.
Unless I make a howler, no interruption. I'm going to struggle with this. Right. So my 6 from America. It's just America, not Canada. Yeah.
Just America.
Kyle.
Yeah.
JJ. Zach. Holton. Bird. Colton Castor.
Yeah.
Bird. And then, purely because of his performance at Worlds, I'd probably have to go Shaun Johnson.
Well, we have to do Canada as well because we've forgotten about Gregnell.
No, the Ryder Cup don't include Canada. Shaun Johnson.
Yeah.
And mine's a toss-up between Josh and Bryce. I'd go Bryce because he won twice this year.
Yeah. See, I'd agree with that, but I'd probably take out Shaun Johnson. I know he's done really well, and I'd probably put Jack Smith in instead of.
Yeah.
And you could toss up between Bryce and Josh Koch.
Yeah, that was a tough one.
That'd be my 6, and my 2 reserves would be Josh Koch and Shaun Johnson. That'd be my 6.
Yeah. I'd go Kyle, Zach Holton, 100%. I'd have him in any team. Jack Smith, he's very good under pressure, and he's
scaring me now. You're scaring me now, Jimbo, because you've not mentioned someone.
What?
You're scaring me because you haven't already mentioned.
I've only named 3.
Yeah, and I don't know how they weren't in your first 2.
No, this is not. It's not in order. It's just.
Go on, then, carry on. You had your 3.
I think I've just forgotten the American team.
I'd have Brandon Flynn as one of my reserves for them as well.
Brandon Flynn, honestly, he would be a great pick.
I think he just doesn't get picked on horsepower.
That's the problem.
Yeah, he just doesn't get picked. Oh, I'll tell you what as well, actually, thinking about the European team, would you put Matt Nicole in your 6?
Don't like him.
Oh, yeah. Yes, I would, actually.
Yeah.
Jimbo's going to have a 12-man
team.
Well,
we've got a 50-man team here. I just want to put everyone in it.
So, James, finish your American one because George's got to bounce and we'll end this so quickly. So,
Colton Casto. So that's 4.
Yeah. You still haven't
I
said.
feel like I've missed a really important one to Jordan.
Yeah, JJ.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, JJ. Yeah. I just got JJ's got it. Okay, that's 5. Number 6 would have to be. Suppose it would have to be Sean Johnson, or it'd have to be Josh Koch. But then also Cody Billinghurst. He's good.
He's Canadian.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Sorry, Cody.
Canada, eh? Man, that guy is massive. He's a tank.
Right, boys,
he's good. I like him as well. He's fun.
Yeah. Sound job, no dramas. Me and James will stay on for 2 minutes and wrap it up.
Sound.
Catch you in a bit. See you next week, pal. Just the two of us.
Who would be my 2 reserves though?
So your 6, you've gone Kyle, JJ, Colton, Zach Colton,
Jack Smith,
and Sean Johnson. That's 7.
It was a toss up between Sean Johnson and oh my god, forgotten his name.
Smith. I was
just watching his video a second ago before we came on it.
Josh Koch.
Yeah, Josh Koch.
Yeah.
It would be a toss up between Josh Koch and Sean Johnson.
Yeah. And then who would you have at one other? Brandon Flynn, probably.
Brandon Flynn would be. If I could. I mean, he would definitely be in there or a reserve. He's very strong.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. So what would the result be?
I think
we'll do 2 scenarios.
Yeah.
We're in Mesquite.
Okay, that's different. See, in Mesquite.
First one is we're in Mesquite. Who wins?
Well, I mean, James Tate had the longest ball at Wells, didn't he?
Yeah. So what I think,
and there were 2 Europeans in the top 5.
I think if we were in Mesquite on a wide open grid, they smoke us.
Do you think?
If we're on a European grid, which is narrower, I feel like we beat them.
I don't think they would smoke us, and I think they know they wouldn't smoke us, but they would probably edge it and they would beat us. But I don't think it would be a complete.
I'm not saying they're going to smoke us like 6-0. Do you know what I mean? It'll be like 4-2, 5-1, and I think it'll flip the result if we went into a narrower grid in Europe.
Oh God, yeah. If they came over to one of ours with a 40-yard grid and a crosswind every time, or rain or something like that, freezing cold as well. That's what they might not even know. Well, obviously they know, but they haven't experienced it.
Yeah, they think like 25 degrees in Florida is cold, mate. That's like our summer.
Yeah, that's summer for us.
Yeah, right.
But no, it would be good. I hope one day we can actually do something like that.
Yeah, I think we should try and do something. Like, we've got the World Long Drive event in Germany again next year. Why don't we just try and arrange something between us?
We should.
The following day, we'll make a 6-man team, or even if we do a 4-man team, whatever it may be. If they've got 6 guys coming over, I'm sure they'll happily do it as well. So,
do you think they'd smoke us then? Is that what you're saying?
Not in Germany. I don't
why
think
do you think they would smoke us? Tell me why.
On a wide grid like Mesquite, they've just got more horsepower. All of them have got more horsepower. On a narrower grid, they can't use full speed. They have to control it. We're used to controlling speed and hitting the 40-yard grid. We're never allowed to go 100%. So even though we're going to go 100% on a wider grid, it's still in our mind that you know what I mean. We don't train like that way. We're always training.
I don't think they're as fast as you're making out.
Mate, they are. How many people in Europe have gone 230? 1.
Okay, but how many people in that 6 you named go 230 regularly?
No, but just going off horsepower, so you've got Kyle, JJ, Colton Casto, Jack Smith. I think Sean Johnson went to 29 point something. What does Zach do? Zach's gone like 228. So they've got at least 4 that have gone 230. We got 1.
Yeah, they would edge it, but at the end of the day, we are playing long drive as well.
So yeah, that's what I mean. So I feel like if it was an open field where they could go full speed, I think they'd beat us.
Yeah, that's why I was always so impressed with people like Zach and who's the other one? I can't remember his name now, but yeah, like people like Zach, he just pures it every time. I mean, Owen as well. Owen's really good from Arsenal. Owen's impressive to watch. But yeah,
Yeah.
Zach, when I watched him at Worlds, I'm just like every single thing, every shot's pured.
Yeah, he's hit it good, doesn't he?
He does
Monster
it.
as well.
Yeah.
He's a monster. Yeah, so right, we're going to wrap that episode up. Episode 4 of the Tee High podcast, guys. Thanks for watching. Get your questions in down below. Get your topics, whatever you want us to answer for next week. We will have James Tate on the podcast with us next week as well, so there'll be 4 of us. So if you've got any questions for James, you know who he is, get him in. He works with Bunkered Live, so if any of you guys follow Bunkered Live and follow James and you want to ask your questions to him, get him in the chat below, and we'll put up question boxes again next week on Instagram. And yeah, that's about it, innit? You got anything else to say?
Piss off.
What are you doing tonight?
Just going to make some scran.
What are you having tonight? Still vegetarian or what?
Ah, I lasted about 3 days.
It didn't even last that long, mate. The following day, you sent me a photo of steak that you were cooking.
Lost half a stone.
Oh.
I'm joking.
Yeah, right. I'm going to go to the gym.
So, yeah, you need to. All right, cool. See you next week.
Catch you later.
See you later. Bye-bye.